So, namaskar, all of you. So, today we are having Nishtha, who has qualified this year's Odisha Judicial Service. Um, so, welcome and a big congratulations on your success.
Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar, sir.
Um, Namaskar. So, please tell us something about you and about your journey. When did you decide to pursue law? And, what about your preparation and challenges that you faced during your preparation?
Okay, sir. Sir, first of all, I would like to start with a quotation in Hindi, which is कुछ भी नहीं असंभव होता जब संकल्प किए जाते हैं संकल्पों को साहस के सुदृढ़ चरण दिए जाते हैं बाधाओं की क्या बिसात जब रुख तूफान बदल सकता है बदला जाए दृष्टिकोण यदि तो इंसान बदल सकता है. So, hello everybody, this is Nishtha. So, I have done my schooling from Odisha, and thereafter I have qualified my CLAT exam and undergraduation, and my AIR ranking was second in the PWD category. And thereafter, I completed my undergraduation. I was allotted Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia National Law University, Lucknow, and after that I did my post graduation again through CLAT, and my AIR ranking was 17th in the PWD category, and I was allotted Gujarat National Law University. And thereafter I started preparing for judicial services examinations, and apart from Odisha I have also given other states examination as well, other states judicial services examination, and I have written mains of other states like before this examination, I just wrote Haryana Judicial Services examination mains, but I could not qualify unfortunately because of few marks. And yes, I would also like to introduce this fact that I have qualified this exam in PWD category, that is the persons with disability category. And in the meantime, when I was completing my 10th board examination, I had gone through a surgery, brain surgery. It was open brain surgery, because of which matlab, this disability was introduced in my life. Earlier I was a fit person, so but I never lose hope, and thereafter I gave on giving the CLAT examination, and ultimately I qualified all the examinations, and here I am today before you after qualifying the OJS examination, and that's it. So
Okay, so that is a very I can say it's a important example for those who are facing any kind of challenges during
yes,
preparation
sir.
or even otherwise, that
Yes,
how
sir.
to overcome the challenges.
Yes, sir. Bilkul. Because
What was your
the society keeps on challenging, and it is truth and a real fact that there is discrimination, and even though how much we deny it, matlab it's of আমি কেতে भी deny কରୁ কিন্তু there is discrimination. People say that ଏ ଝିଅଟା ଏଇ ପୁଅଟା କଣ କରିବ, ତାକୁ ତ ଏତେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି ଲାଇଫରେ ତ କିଛି କରିପାରିବ ନା, ଏମିତି ସବୁ ତାଙ୍କ perception ଥାଏ. But nothing to bother about that. We should work hard and keep on trusting ourselves. That is the most important thing. अपने ऊपर निज ऊपर हमको ट्रस्ट थिबा दरकार. That is the most important thing.
Okay, what was your total span of preparation, especially for Odisha Judicial Service, and what would you tell the aspirants who are preparing for ODS?
Okay, sir. So this was my first attempt for Odisha Judicial Services, and in my first attempt only I qualified both all the three stages. And I honestly I did not prepare separately for this exam, because just before this exam I gave Haryana Judicial Mains exam service, Haryana Judicial Services mains exam. So I was almost there. So I didn't prepare separately anything. But yes, of course I had to brush up things. Then thereon I gave this exam immediately after that. Nothing special about this, but no special preparation for this exams. So, sir, in the preliminary exams, for the preliminary exams, I had gone through, I would suggest others also, don't just go through the previous year question papers of Odisha only. I had gone through the previous year question papers of all the other states, irrespective of the fact that I had already qualified the other exams, but still again I brushed up everything, and then I appeared for the prelims of, because nowadays they are changing the pattern. Every state, like we just saw in the mains examination, they had changed the pattern, and that becomes a sudden surprise for everybody when we appear in mains. So that is why we have to be prepared for everything beforehand. That is what I would suggest. Just go through the previous year papers, and along with the Bear Act. Bear Act is the most important, like the Gita. It is just like a holy book for all the law aspirants who are preparing for the judicial services examinations.
Okay. So, was it, was the preparation span for the entire exam for you more than 1 year, or you prepared it within 1 year?
So, my journey for judicial services exams, that began long back, but not specifically for Odisha judicial services. I was preparing in general, and in 2014 I qualified my undergraduation. But thereafter, because of this medical issues, I was undergoing through some treatments, and my real preparation began 5 to 6 years back, when I was preparing for all the states in general, and I was also appearing for other states as well. Specifically talking about Odisha, I didn't. I immediately I saw the notification and I appeared in the exam. I didn't give any special, time span was there for this preparation.
Okay. And what was your inspiration in joining law? And any particular incident, or it was like you decided after 10th or 12th to join law? There are so many other avenues also available. So, what was the reason that you, chose to get into law?
So, to be honest, my inspiration is my mother. She is also a district judge, and she has struggled a lot in her life. And I saw her, and she was the role model. And not only me, many of my other friends are also considering her as a role model, because she also studied from Sambalpur University. She did her law from Sambalpur University. That was a correspondence course, but still she was able to qualify her exams, and without any coaching and without any other guidance she could qualify that. So she was the ultimate inspiration in my life, and she only pushed me and suggested me to pursue law after this surgery.
Okay. Now going to your strategy and style of preparation. So,
Yes.
you depended on ready-made notes, or you made notes of your own, and or did you completely depend on the textbooks or the reference books?
So for preliminary examination or for mains examination?
You can first tell for prelims and then for mains.
Okay, sir. So for preliminary examination, my first thing which I relied upon was solely on the bare acts. That is the most important thing. And I never read anybody else's notes in my life. And even if I tried to, I could not understand them. What I personally felt, it is best to make your own notes, and it takes less time than in going through somebody else's notes than to make your own notes, because while making your notes only half of the thing is understood. And while making your notes we refer several different sources, like I have also read many things from internet, like in our undergraduation through NLUs, they ask us to do research works. So there are many research works on different topics, which are even asked in judiciary on the internet, not the videos on YouTube. That is not the complete whole thing. They are providing very limited content. If you want to prepare as a whole, then we should, apart from the basic textbooks like the Takwani and CPC, Kelkar and all, so we should, what I did, I also referred the internet sources and the Bear Act. Bear Act was the base, and on top of that, these other things were there. And apart from that, one more thing which I added was the judicial pronouncements, the landmark judgments, and the latest judgments. And my suggestion to the other aspirants is, if you go through the judgments, the ratio, apart from the ratio of the judgment, the whole language, that language which is used in that judgment, if we go through that, then there would be no need of any other material. We can improve our language, as well as the provisions are so well versely explained in that judgments, that we don't need any other thing. So that was the main, in both the things, in prelims as well as mains, which I relied upon. Most importantly, the Bare Act. I made short notes of Bare Act as well. We should mark the keywords of the Bare Act, so that whenever we revise it the very next time, we don't need to read the entire context again, because that would be really hectic for everybody. And मतलब it would, मतलब सब डर जाएंगे अंदर से कि इतना सारा again we have to study the entire thing. So it is better to highlight the most important keywords, because keyword plays the most important role in this exam. So that is the thing, sir. And apart from that, base के लिए, for the understanding the basic concept, the textbooks, for CPC Takwani and Kelkar, for CRPC Batuklal for evidence. These are most commonly used books, everybody knows this. So I used them for the base, and upon that there were four pillars, which I always say that there are four pillars which I say for judiciary. First is the Bare Act, most importantly. Second is the constitutional aspect of anything. Before reading any statutory provision, we must go through the constitution as well as the preamble. So if we relate the constitution along with the statutory provision of any act, it may be CRPC, it may be CPC, for example, bail. So in bail, there is this constitutional right of every person under Article 21, right to life. So constitution is trying to balance the right of the victim as well as the arrested person by adding such provisions. So we can also mention such things. So that was the second aspect, the constitutional aspect. Then, sir, thirdly, the landmark cases as well as the latest cases, which are changed. We can show the changing dimensions. Like earlier in cruelty, it included only physical cruelty. Now the changing dimensions are, they are also including the mental cruelty. And the latest changes in the latest new bills, they have even defined it specifically, which was not defined earlier. And then, sir, these basic textbooks, which we can rely upon for our base, that is the fourth thing. And fifth, and the optional thing which I keep, is the latest news, like abhi jo latest parliament issue. So we can also add it if we want, that is optional. So these five things, these five pillars, which I consider most important.
Okay. What was your optional combination for the mains?
Sir, so my optional subjects were criminal law plus torts, then secondly the family law, then thirdly law of contracts and other mercantile laws which were included in it.
Okay. And what were the textbooks or reference books that you followed for all these three?
Sir, for mainly to Bare Act was the most important thing, and I think 70% of the area which I covered was from Bare Act. The key ingredients. Then I added the case laws, the landmark cases, as well as then I tried to show the changing dimensions through the latest cases. And if I'm saying latest cases, by that I mean AIR 2023. That itna ekdam latest cases I have added in my answer. And then apart from that, some maxims I had added. And for the base thing, like main concept, these reference books which I just talked about. And apart from that, that's it, sir. Yes, that's it.
Okay. Now coming to your answer writing style in the mails. So what was your
Yes, sir.
style of writing the answer? What was the structure of the answer? Did you use any, let's say you said that you are using maxims and all, the recent and landmark cases. Did you use any figures or your visual illustrations, things like that? What was your general structure of answer?
So, to be honest, I did not include any diagram or any, but I think, no, I did not include any diagram. But yes, I explained it in a very organic manner, like even though they were problem based questions. So I did not jump immediately upon the problem. I first explained, like, there was, I still remember, there was a question in CPC on constructive res judicata. So I know the case. There was a case which they had referred upon, but I didn't jump upon straight away on the constructive res judicata. I first explained the concept of res judicata, then the maxims on which that is based. There are three maxims, and thereupon I explained what is constructive res judicata, and after that the case and the problem. Ultimately, I gave the solution of that problem, that according to this concept, this is the solution for this particular problem. Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, and regarding the compulsory paper of English, how did you deal with that? Especially the translation part, Odia to English and retranslation part.
Yes, sir. So English portion, what I remember as of now, 100 marks paper is of English, and rest 50 marks is of ODI, English to ODI and ODI to English. That is divided further into 25 each. So what I tried my level best, because I had studied entirely outside, so I was not in touch with the script, ODI script. Then for that I practiced from the very basic level, like I had that book, cursive writing book. I ordered that book, and similarly, because to just to brush up, to revise all those things. But I know how to read and to translate in English. Firstly, I tried to attempt that 100 marks question paper in English very well, so that I can score maximum marks there. Then, thereupon, the 25 marks, that is from Odia to English, I know very well that part, that I did very nicely. Then, the remaining portion, I tried my best to attempt, in which I had to write in Odia. So, to be honest, I was not that much well good verse in that portion, but I tried my level best, and I relied upon newspapers as well to learn the basic language translation thing, especially.
Okay. So now coming to the interview part. So
Yes.
tell us something about your preparation for interview and also your actual OPSC interview. Like what was your attire and what were the questions? How was the environment even before you entered the interview room? So what was the environment? What questions were asked to you? And overall, what was your feeling? What was your like uh, first feeling about the interview? Yeah, and the board. What
Yes.
was their attitude? Yeah.
Okay, sir. So as we all know, any random question could be asked in interview. So before this examination, this interview also, I had gone through many other presentations. In, as we all know, in NLUs, there are several presentations, interviews. I had gone through that, and I very well knew that whatever we study before the interview, in my case at least, it is never asked. They never ask that question, whatever I prepare. So I was damn sure that there is no point of taking stress for this, and we have to be witty and very much spontaneous on that particular time. So I was prepared for that. And sir, secondly, the ambience in that room where we had to wait before the interview, it was very friendly. We were discussing all the questions, like এটা মনে ଅଛି তোতে এটা কি ଅଛି law minister কি ଅଛି এমতি such kind of discussions was going on there, but they didn't ask anything, and I was damn sure they will not ask any such thing. But we were all very friendly, and we were in spite of that competitive environment, we were all helping each other in approaching the right answer of that question, if in because they did not allow us to take mobile phones there in that particular room. So we were only left with our own knowledge, which we had earlier gained. Now we cannot see any, like, I was not aware of. I'm from Raurkela, so I could not recall a hockey, that stadium which is just now opened. So which games were there held recently? So we were all discussing about all these things. So it was very much friendly, but some of them were taking so much stress. Then we tried to chill them out. Oh, don't take stress. It is okay. So, and sir, I was wearing a very a gray color suit, salwar suit, which was a very decent looking suit. And because I could not wear sari because of my problem, And then, sir, when I entered that room, they did not know my name. I was introduced by this number KA41. They gave this slip to everybody. Everybody was introduced by this number. Thereafter, when I entered the room, such a friendly and smiling atmosphere was there. We had three-person in panel. One was justice. One justice was sitting on the left side, and then in the center, the chairman of OPSC, he was sitting, and then on the right side there was ma'am who was vice chancellor of some university. I don't know her name. And then the moment I entered, they were smiling like anything, and they were so friendly. मतलब जो भी जितने भी डर थे वो मन भितर सब all vanished. So they asked me. I entered inside the room and I wished them good morning and all. Sorry, good afternoon, because mine was in the second half. They asked me to sit, and they asked me some basic questions because my specialization is in constitution and administrative law. So they asked me some basic questions like panchayati raj, like the article, and how many total articles are there in constitution. Some basic questions like this, and they asked me, जो justice ଥିଲେ ସେ ମତେ ପଚାରିଲେ judicial activism कौन हुए, judicial review ଆଉ judicial activism ମଝିରେ difference କଣ ହୁଏ, ସେଇ ସବୁ ମତେ ପଚାରିଲେ। ତାପରେ ଯୋଉ ସେ ଥିଲେ ଓପିଏସସି ଚେୟାରମ୍ୟାନ ଥିଲେ, ସେ ଏତେ ସ୍ମାଇଲ କରୁଥିଲେ, ସେ ଏତେ ଖୁସି ଥିଲେ ମତେ ଦେଖିକିରି। ମୁଁ ଜାଣି ପାରୁନଥିଲି କାହିଁକି ଏତେ ଖୁସି ଅଛନ୍ତି। ତ ମତେ ଜଣା ପଡିଲା, ସେ ଦେଖିଲେ ମୋ ବାୟୋଡାଟା, ସେଇଥିରେ ଲେଖା ହେଇଥିଲା। କାହିଁକି ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ मतलब skipped from my mind while introducing myself, that I'm pursuing my PhD as of now. So they were so happy after reading that PhD thing. And you just asked me, you have submitted your PhD or not? You are doing. He was so happy for that PhD, and he complete interviews was on my PhD, my topic on PhD, and questions related to that, like it is something related to women, sexual offenses against women. Then he said that, could you relate this with any other latest, like my topic is sexual offenses against women and the role of Indian judiciary in that. Like for example, Vishakha verdict, and after that the that Posh Act came. So he asked me to compare any similar incident on the basis of any guidelines on which any such statute is made in the recent trend. Is there any such other statute? So such things they were asking, and all related to women because my topic was related to women. And thereafter, last question was from ma'am. She asked me about my hobbies. That I wrote their social work. So she asked me about that social work. That how do you do this? Because as I am having this issue, so how can you do this social work and such things? And then yes, I remember one more question, which Honorable Justice, I think Justice Raut Rai was there. He asked me about bail. That the question was that there is no. Uh, can you tell me any case in which, while hearing the bail, is the informant heard? Is so in which case he is heard? He asked me this case, this question. So I said, sir, and he was specific about section 439. So he said, in that case, in which cases the informant is also heard. So I told him about section 376. In such cases, they are also heard. Then he was like, be to be specific. So he was, that is again related to my topic of PhD. So that's all. That's all how it was.
Okay, fine. So after the results came,
Yes,
so
sir.
so how did you get to know about it, and what was your first reaction? And what are the do's and don'ts that you would like to share with the future aspirants?
Oh, okay, sir. So I got to know my results through, I had joined some groups, common groups for Odisha Judicial Services specifically. So I was actually traveling. Before I reached my house, they had already, the result was on the website. So I was traveling during that time, that period. So I saw that result in that group. So that's how I came to know from there. And That's it, sir. And last question was like do's and don'ts, sir. So, my suggestion to all of the aspirants is to, if you are focusing on judicial services examination specifically, then first of all, consistency is the most important key for judicial services, and bear act. Even if you don't qualify, for example, this examination, if some of the candidates who could not qualify don't get disheartened, start again from the very beginning and make short notes of those barracks and the keywords, and then if make list those sections. I had noted down some important points for them, that your edge is the Odia language, because if you appear in any other state, I think not more, less than 20,000 students appear, 20 to 30,000, because because of this language barrier, many of the students are could not appear in this, cannot appear in this examination. So that is your plus point, so just avail that. And secondly, first of all, before reading the provisions, just don't mug them up. Try to understand the basic crux and try to relate it with the constitution. Mugging up, I agree, is an essential part of this examination. You have to mug up the sections, but apart from that, understand the provision. If you understand the provision, then in that case, even if you don't remember many things while giving the prelims examination, you would be able to pick out the correct answer out of the four options. Because if you understand the main context, so you would be able to eliminate three options out of all the four. And sir, most importantly, to do all the PYQs of all the other states, not only Odisha, previous year questions of all the other states, prelims and mains as well, and to give one or two, at least minimum one or two mock examinations. Yes, sir, that's it, sir.
Okay. So thank you for sharing your views, and again a big congratulations once again to you. So
Thank you
may
so
Lord
much, sir.
Jagannath bless you with a successful career in judiciary. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.